syphilis. Tonight, we're asking a simple question that keeps showing up everywhere online. How much of what we see is real, and how much of it is just the version we're allowed to see? Because from space missions to global outbreaks, to the stories we tell about sports and history, the gap between fact and belief has never been louder. We've got a packed show tonight, current events that already have people arguing online, a real or fake game that's probably going to split this table. Would you rather chaos? Moose Malone closing us out with Weed Responsibly and Weeducate. But first, joining us tonight, some more C-suite guests from the dispensary, plug the sponsor. We've got Cliff and first-time guest Tom, two guys who are walking straight into the deep end with us. And for those of you at home, Tom, who are you for the live faithful watching today?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I am Tom.
Hello, Tom.
Thanks for being here, Tom.
Yeah, thank you. I do work at the dispensary. I'm the HR director. But move that aside, I am a husband to my loving wife, Sarah.
What?
I have 2 daughters, so I'm a father.
What?
Yeah, love them dearly, as much as they might make me not sleep well at night. I love them. And they're great. They teach me lots of life lessons. I am hoping that someday they understand my stance on conspiracy theories and why you should question everything that you do see. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army. I was actually served overseas with my man.
Let's go.
Buddy Cliff over here.
Shout out the old unit real quick, plug.
It was Bravo Battery of the 1st of the 121st Field Artillery.
Let's go. Artillery all the way.
Yep.
King of battle.
But I grew up in Brillion, Wisconsin. For all those that know where that is, it's if you look at Green Bay, it's about 30 minutes south of Green Bay. Brillion High School, graduating class of like 72 people. So super small town.
We lived rather close to one another and did not know one another outside of the military.
No, it wasn't until we were both in the same unit.
Cliff, where are you from?
New Holstein.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Even smaller
Okay.
town.
Yeah, I think New Holstein
That
is
is very close.
Further
Very close
down
yeah.
in BFE.
Yep.
Yeah. But I would say one of the largest identities of me is that I am a golfer.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Your
So-
back recover from the golf outing this week?
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm sure that you saw it because you played golf with me. That I don't mind those pressure situations.
I know.
When it comes down to golf. I'm okay with being under pressure and trying to hit those shots. Because even if I don't hit the shots, it was at least the best shot out of the team, right?
Sometimes. Sometimes. I got a couple shots used, a select few. You know,
Yeah.
always try.
Was that your, if you don't get me wrong, for those at home that don't know the golf that happened on Monday, that was a nonprofit organization that you happened to direct, right?
Yeah. Brandon and I and some other individuals in the company and from outside of the company started up a nonprofit a couple of years ago. It's called Green Gives Back, with the initiative of trying to combine the cannabis industry to be more involved in the community. And we specifically set it to give back to veterans, being a veteran-run organization that we are, and veteran for myself, and seeing the issues that veterans just have to go through. Any way that we can try to find a way to support them is what we're going to try to do. So we started up Green Gives Back. Our main fundraising event currently is the golf outing, which we just had on Monday. And I don't know the total numbers yet. I want to say that it was about $8,000 that we had raised. So
Nice job.
It wasn't too bad.
How many golf outings have you guys done now?
That was our 3rd one,
Heck
I
yeah.
believe. Yeah, and we're discussing if we're going to move to 2 per year, and then maybe even adventuring out and doing more than that. Because you guys weren't all there, but for us that were planning it, it's starting to become more routine to be able to put it together. It's a lot easier. It's a lot less stress for us. Our biggest thing is sponsors. We just need to find sponsors for it. But so if anybody is interested in a sponsorship of Green Gives Back, hit your boy up. but otherwise, the golf outing will continue to be a big thing for us.
And real quick, just to shout it out, I happened to be there. Very well done this year. I felt like it was super smooth.
Thank you.
Good show out, good turnout, and the weather, considering how worried
That
it was
rough.
leading up.
I wasn't sure if you guys were going to be able to.
I
3
thought it
days
was-
prior, they were getting ready to cancel.
Yeah. So no, I just shout out to you guys because having been to most of the golf outings, you can see the smoothness starting to come in and the routine of it. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's really
No,
good.
thank you.
Got some questions about my wardrobe, you're saying, brother? It's not about me. It's about Mr. Irish right now. Just another veteran. You know what I mean? Mr. Wagner, not myself.
Just trying to dodge
Oh,
everything.
man.
Oh, man.
You want me to talk about myself right now? Oh,
Sorry,
well, we
Tom.
interrupt Tom talking about
Yeah,
who
sorry.
the hell he
Didn't
is.
mean to take your thunder, Jacob. Go ahead and insert yourself here.
No, but the winning team of the golf outing this year, shout out Green Bay Indoor Golf. They actually submitted a question for you, being as though it's your first time on the program, technically as a feature guest.
Okay.
Have you been to acting school before?
You are in quite a few commercials, and you have that. I can't even perfect it, but you have the
You're just a
thumbs up
natural.
smile. Yeah,
yeah,
agreed.
just a natural.
No, I have not been to acting school. In the small town of Brillion, and you guys, if you went to high school, or you graduated from high school, I don't know about you guys, but they got all their different clubs, right? Chess club,
What?
math club,
What?
accounting club,
What?
Future Business Leaders of America.
What?
Well, they also have the drama club.
Were you in the drama
Were you in
club?
drama?
No, your boy was in the drama club.
Funny.
Oh.
No, I was in a couple of plays in middle school and high school, and that was because my mom, God bless her heart, she always had a passion for being in plays, and she's really good at doing sewing. She's a seamstress, so she always was involved with that. My older brothers were involved in it, and I just followed their path, thinking that it was like something I had to do. So I do have a little bit of acting that's under my belt.
That's awesome.
It's always funny. So you guys know in Joe Dirt,
Yeah.
where he's just like,
Joe,
let me ask you a question. Does your mother sew? I always think about that when it comes to my mom. She's just like, yeah, she actually does.
Yeah, she does.
She does.
She
So yeah,
does,
no.
literally.
Boom, get her to sew that.
Yeah.
Another question from the audience, as a matter of fact, is has it been difficult to navigate daily life as the feature role star in all of the commercial content for the biggest hemp retailer in North America?
Yeah, have you been stopped? Any autographs? Like, what's going on with that?
So it is so funny because I've been in 4 commercials now, maybe 5,
Something like that.
right?
yeah.
Something like that. Like I've been in a decent
No
amount of
big deal.
commercials, but
NBA, yeah.
but what's
I've
funny
been in
is like
0, so
whenever I go out in public with Brandon,
Mhm.
right, of all people pick him out. and they're
'Cause he
just
looks like
they're
Aquaman.
just like, hey, you're the guy from the dispensary. And I'm just standing there like, I've been in like every single commercial. But Brandon's the one, and Brandon should get, the one who gets the ticket for it because he is the face of the business and does all the marketing. So I don't mind it. I do it to help Brandon out. I don't want to be the face of the business. I don't need to be the face
Look
of
at the
business.
selflessness
I
coming
know, right?
from the humility coming from you. Are exuding all of the leadership qualities that no shit make you who you are for the biggest hemp retailer in North America just by hearing you talk, man. Wow, enough said there, man. And if you've never seen Tom's acting skills, we're gonna let you take a look right now. We'll be right back.
All right, keep your head down, follow through, and just relax. Dude, you're making me nervous. Still got the shanks. Dude, are you good? I don't know, man. My body hurts. I can't focus. I can't sleep at night. I got high blood pressure. I don't know what I'm doing out here.
Sounds like you guys got to go to the dispensary.
The dispensary? Be right back.
All the way back like that. That was his is that your first premiere feature? The first big one?
No.
Football,
The
right?
football
Oh,
one
yeah,
with
football one,
Antonio
Right.
Freeman.
So, and a funny thing about that commercial,
That's in the archives. We didn't have that one available.
Yeah, the great commercial. One, just being able to spend the day with Antonio Freeman and everything, right? But there was a take that we had in there where I was getting rushed by guys and was about to get tackled being the quarterback. And I just threw this perfect
Back foot.
right. No, Why would it be back foot, man? You always know that you have to plant yourself to the ground and you need to throw with your torso. You have
Natural athlete. Natural athlete.
similar to golf swing. You got to plant yourself, and all of your power comes from your core. But perfect pass, Antonio Freeman, perfectly over the shoulder. He caught it.
Oh.
So I threw a touchdown pass.
A dot.
I
Nice.
just like
What a story to be able to tell people, man.
Yeah, to Antonio
That's super
Freeman.
cool.
Got to do it for a day.
From things that happened back then to conversations that are happening right now, not necessarily in your textbook, but online with current events. There's a lot of stuff going on around the world. And honestly, when we heard that Tom was actually available, and when you told me, Trevor, that Tom was available for a conversation, I honestly got a little too excited.
Same. I've been waiting for this one.
And I hope the viewers at home, I hope you don't know him at all for the sake of anything he's already premised you to, because Tom is not a believer in everything he's been told. And it's been such an eye-opening experience to be able to share an office space and to also share like a kind of a brotherhood with this man and gain the perspective that I've gained over the time, just like I have with our feature co-host Cliff. But this man right here has never been. What do you got? What are we bantering about?
Permanent fixture. Permanent fixture. Chandelier, you know? Is that what we call it?
But let's talk.
Put it in the comments if you want me to stay or not. How about that?
Oh, there you go. You want to keep seeing that beard? Let us know.
Get some clicks generated.
Let's get going talking about some conspiracy theories. Do you remember the Artemis mission that just happened
I was going to
recently?
say, let's dive
Actually,
right into it.
So the Artemis 2, the one that, supposedly just went around the moon.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
I was down in Florida when they launched it. So I actually got to see the rocket launch. I was 100 and some miles away, so I didn't hear it. But I mean, it was a dot with a large glowing light that was shooting off. It was pretty cool.
Look at that.
Did it make you a believer?
Yeah.
A believer that rockets can get people very
Okay.
high up in the
Okay.
atmosphere.
All right. Let's dive in. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear your take.
So you're fully on board. This one was real. What about past missions?
No, he's not on board that Artemis was real. He
Thought
completely
he
thinks
saw
it's
it.
fake.
I saw the rocket.
Oh, that's all you're.
No.
I get what you're saying. Okay. All right.
Rockets are real. Rockets are
You're
real.
right.
So have we been to the moon, Tom? Let's dive into it.
I mean, okay, if you guys really want to dive right into
Yeah,
this.
We've
so
been
I
around
thought-
the moon.
yeah,
I
that's
thought,
why we're here.
I mean, according to these notes, I was like,
I
I
mean,
thought
it's-
this was going on a different path.
It's all in there. I mean, Artemis is part of, we apparently went to the moon
Hmm.
multiple times now, but I want to hear your take on it. I want to hear your full take on it.
Artemis went to the moon multiple times?
No. We can start there if you want to, but we can go back.
Because there's only been 2 Artemises, right?
Yep.
And they're planning a third one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
For next year.
so you guys believe there's a moon?
Oh my
Pull the
gosh.
picture up,
Wow,
Alec.
that just
Pull the
took a
picture up,
wild
Alec.
curveball.
All right.
You don't believe there's a moon?
I mean, let's just start there. Like, do you guys really believe there's a
Elaborate.
moon?
I want to hear what your thoughts on not
Yeah.
having a moon.
No, you got a lunar picture. There we go.
That's as real as it gets right there.
That is definitely not real. The moon might be real. So this is what I'll say as far as like my baseline to build off of this.
Mhm.
Okay. Rockets are real. They shoot rockets into outer space. Space is real. The moon is real, right? Did we land on the moon? Have we ever landed on the moon? Whatever that picture is, looks like you can make it however it is.
Kill the comments on screen.
Yeah, we never landed on the moon. We never landed on.
Well, you're saying
still
stuff,
not.
but you're not. I want to know why you believe this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What has led you to be like, this did not happen?
I'm
So-
on your side here as well. I'm a firm believer it
I
did
am-
not happen. I just, whatever you don't say, I have in the chamber.
Right. So, I mean, compile this with a bunch of other stuff, but let's just take the moon and landing on the moon in the first place, right?
Okay.
You have to understand the preface of what they had to do in order to land on the moon.
Mhm.
So, just how they shoot rockets and satellites into orbit and they orbit the Earth.
Mhm.
The idea that they did when they landed on the moon with Apollo 11 is that they shot themselves to the moon and then they put themselves into orbit around the moon. And then they had the lunar module disconnect, and then that lunar module broke down, and then it as both pieces were orbiting around the moon, the lunar module slowly descended and descended and descended. And then it finally landed on the moon. And then once they were done doing whatever it was they were doing, and Neil Armstrong did his whole thing, then they get back into the lunar module. It's a rocket that shoots them back up into orbit. And then as they're orbiting the moon, they have to go the same speed and then connect to whatever craft they had. Then they orbit the moon more, and then they shoot themselves back to Earth. Now, I believe that like you can obviously go around the moon, but considering the amount of gravity that they dictate that the moon actually has, means that it actually has some sort of orbit, right? Because you need to have gravity in order to have some sort of orbit. So that's the first thing, is there's not really much gravity that's on the moon.
Pretty low.
It's pretty low.
Pretty low.
In order to have that much of an orbit.
How close would you have to be to the surface?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
but
before that gravity will catch you.
So
Or-
in
or
this,
that
this
orbit.
like this whole Artemis shoot was another thing that added to what I think is more arsenal in my my
Find
pockets
another
here.
picture real quick while he's talking of Artemis possibly looking back at Earth from the moon.
So you're not
So-
a flat earther. You're
No.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely
There-
not.
no,
Okay.
definitely not a flat
Definitely
earther.
not a
Definitely
flat
not a
earther.
I'm just
earther.
trying to gauge. I'm
not
just trying to
one of those
gauge where
guys.
we're at.
But
That's a good
so
spectrum. to
Artemis did go to the moon, and I believe that they slung themselves around the moon and then they came back to Earth, right? But they were saying things with the Artemis mission, such as this is the furthest
follow. Mhm.
that man has ever been away from Earth. And it's like, okay, so what happened to the other 6 times that we went? No, it was 7 times that we went to the moon.
Well,
Right?
Allegedly, this one or this last experience was going around the moon into like the dark, going to see the dark side and not
technically
having
what-
any
what-
communication.
what
So
Tom's
did
saying
so did
is-
13. So
Yeah,
did
but
so
they
did
went a
so-
little bit further.
So did every time that they orbited the moon. And you're telling me that just this one specific time where they were trying to get the pictures of being the closest to the moon
Mhm.
that they've ever been.
All right.
They also
And we
stated
lost
that
visual and audio
this is the
for-
closest that they've ever been to the moon as well. And I'm like, you landed on it. It's not really
Closest
adding
to
up,
without
right?
landing is
No,
how I would
it's
take
not that.
that.
No,
I don't
it's
know.
not
I mean,
that.
technically, I get what you're saying. I get
And
what you're
further, come on, they might have went a little bit further out than they did the last few times.
Here's the other thing with all of the pictures that the apparently Artemis took and everything, right? With everybody, when they were taking pictures of the surface of the moon, they had NASA had already generated like the different features that they have, the geological features of like, this is this mountain, this is this mountain, this is this hill, this is this crater, whatever. They pointed out specifically on there, this is the Apollo 11 landing spot.
Oh yeah, and there was nothing disturbed about the
Yeah.
ground or
Aliens,
Right.
dude.
Oh, so I mean,
somebody came through and
so-
raked it.
So
Aliens.
one,
Nothing that
one,
shows that they propelled themselves back
Right.
up.
there and there would be a flag because apparently they planted
Yeah.
a flag on
Yeah,
the moon,
we
right?
just saw the
Super
picture.
tiny.
And-
Yeah,
and-
the photo can't be fake.
With the way that they launched themselves back up into orbit so they could come back home, there'd still be a lunar module up there.
Yeah, and where was the camera that watched it go up? Who brought that back?
How was
Telling
it?
you, man.
How was it live streamed?
It's funny that
From the fucking
Back
moon.
then.
it's funny.
Back
So there's a movie called Take Me to the Moon
Yeah.
with
Yep.
Channing Tatum. Yeah,
then.
yeah,
I
yeah.
watched it. Yep.
I was expecting that movie to be as just it confirms everything that I wanted, right? Like I wanted them to just like put a hole in it,
Yep.
and it didn't, and I was so disappointed.
Definitely
at
went the
end
opposite
with it.
direction
Yeah,
on that,
definitely went
yeah.
the opposite. But okay, so now that I've explained to myself and I've given you guys all of the firepower that you can have to debate back against me,
Mm.
tell me that we landed on the moon.
I really want to. I really want to. You make a couple good points.
there's been a long time that I mean, obviously, learning what I learned in elementary school and leading up to, there was a lot of belief in the whole concept. But as I got a little older in life, and to be completely honest, when I started smoking cannabis is when I just opened up all the thoughts and went, well, they lied to me about cannabis. They lied to me about a lot of things. And I went down a lot of rabbit holes at that point in time. And I'm like, you know what? There was some wild shit that I thought for a while. Like the moon is, it's not actually, it's a metal object up there, just kind of keeping surveillance on us. A lot of things. It's hollow, like a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, some of the theories are kind of like they're pretty far out there, right?
They
You
are.
know?
But it really makes you just say, can it be possible?
It can be possible.
Absolutely.
Anything is possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Encyclopedia Britannica, 1958. After that, it all changes. I'm telling you.
I don't think we've been to the moon.
We just
though.
don't gain a whole lot from going to the moon, in my opinion. So it seems like a waste, except for bragging rights.
So why do we not gain anything from going to the moon?
What do we gain?
access to away from Earth, allegedly. Should the dog days be over?
If it happened today, we don't. There's nothing we're gonna do on the moon.
Exactly.
Aren't there rare minerals?
It's all metals.
Is it
Are we-
rare?
It's all metals.
Are we mining? Because
Well,
it's never been a conversation.
Like, because we've never been there.
Correct.
We don't really know. Like these moon rocks that they brought
Allegedly.
back, allegedly
From
brought
Arizona.
back, right?
From Zona,
Arizona,
Argentina.
could just be lava rocks from
You know,
somewhere. Maybe that was their first chance of getting their hands on cobalt, and they're just like, "Hey, we can make batteries from moon rocks."
There
How
we go.
about
Okay.
How about Buzz Aldrin knocking that
That's what
dude
I was
out? You got the still shot of Buzz, bro. This is just before Buzz takes a shot at the reporter for really pressing him, and for an older guy, Buzz had some absolute brute force behind
Really?
that throw. Oh yeah, we weren't going to show that for our visual watchers at home.
So, I guess like if you actually yourself knew that you landed on the moon, right, and somebody was just pressing you about it,
Wouldn't you want to share that information?
yeah, like why get to the point to where you're so upset to where you have to physically harm somebody rather than
Dropbacks.
it's just like that's your only defense mechanism because the guy was actually pointing out that you lied.
Yeah, if you were legitly there, you wouldn't feel like you'd have to defend it. It's like, well, you can believe whatever the fuck you want. I know what I know.
If you were obligated to keep hush hush because of a
Right.
military relationship contract type deal, this is a matter of national defense.
Yeah.
When we talk about going to the moon and being able to say that we've done it first and only.
Could you imagine if it wasn't portrayed? In the US's great PR system that they have of we're the greatest country in America or in the world, that if they hadn't won the space race, right? And there's a show about that.
Yeah.
That's on Apple TV called For All Mankind.
So,
I've
As
heard
if
of
the
it.
Russians
Okay.
had beaten America.
yeah,
there.
what are the ramifications?
Right.
I personally don't know, other than
Going back to this, like, because you can do all these like what ifs and everything, right? I'm just saying that if we've been to the moon, so it was 11 and 12, 13 didn't go there, and then there was 17 Apollo missions, I believe. I mean, you're kind of like, the history.
17
I think-
sounds correct,
I think
but
17 is what it was. So we would have been there 5 or 6 times.
Yep.
Just like I had said with the golf outing, where it's like
Routine.
it becomes routine and repeat,
should
right?
get easier.
All of a sudden we just stop. And it's like if the earth was that, or if the moon was that important to us and we had to win that race, and then we went there that many times, and then it was like, what, 40 years?
Something
It
ridiculous.
was like early 70s was like the last one that it went, I think. No, it was late 70s, almost into the 80s.
It's like 70.
It was when the last one that went. That like, so 40 years. For over 40 years. Why is it so hard for us to go back?
Yeah,
like
that-
with the Artemis, it's like, well, we got to make sure that like we have the technology that can shoot us out there and that can
Yes.
get us to the Earth or get us to the moon, and then we can land on the moon. And it's like, why is this so hard when we've done it 6 times already?
supposedly.
That
And now
is-
we're the smartest, most
Allegedly.
capable, richest, wealthiest of humans to ever existed in our species history.
And technology wise, there's more technology in our phones than what was
Yeah.
available for the first Apollo mission.
Well, that what
Solid
you,
point there.
what you just said is usually one of the talking points I come back to, because I've heard many people be like, "Oh, we just don't have the technology to do it anymore." And I'm like, "But we did.
Right.
We
So-
did.
So where'd it go?
When was the
Like,
last
that?
time-
That
when
is
was-
one
when-
of the bigger talking points.
When was the last time we ever went backwards in technology?
Yeah. That's-
It's always advancing. Now at a stellar rate.
yeah.
I was expecting you guys to kind of like be more against this as far as like, oh, we landed on the moon, Tom. And I'm like, yeah.
I mean,
it seems like you guys are
it's
really agreeing with
It's
me.
it's what I was taught, but
I think the moon landing is a really funky one because as more and more time goes by and you get more analytics about the initial trips,
Yep.
you start seeing more and more cracks.
Yep.
And that is like, from my side of things, I would imagine that's why we put that as the first one, just because it is one of the more commonly discussed ones. But even then in discussion, like tangible stuff keeps coming out.
Yep.
Reversing, like the moving back on our technology. The stuff even you said about like seeing the moon and being like, oh, here's where it landed, but where's all the extra stuff that would have been there? Yeah, that's real. Like that, you can see that. So it is one of those conspiracy theories, in my opinion, that's just like every year that goes by, it's harder and harder to believe it in the sense that we actually went or landed on the moon.
Yeah, I think, don't get me wrong, like we've shot rockets into space.
Yeah.
People have gone into space. There's the International Space Station. I believe all of that. I just don't believe that in the Apollo missions that we landed on the moon.
Oh, maybe us saying we got to the moon is what made that stuff possible. Kept the funding going and whatnot.
Right. And that's the real question people keep circling back to. If trust in what we see breaks down, what truly fills the gap? Because you were in Florida for the quote unquote demonstration that went. And even then, you're still speculatory,
Well, I've seen videos on
which I
like,
love.
I've seen the videos of like Artemis leaving, and then you get all the space dust in the videos, like by the exhaust of it all, and people are like, AI, dude,
Hmm.
deep fake, all this stuff is real now. Like, how
Who's the number
how
one
much is
consumer
that?
of glitter?
Like, yeah. So
NASA.
NASA is the number one buyer of glitter. No, allegedly. Let's move on to something even heavier, because space isn't the only place where uncertainty grows fast. Global health always becomes a different kind of conversation, especially when it comes to online. As we reported here a couple weeks ago with the or not even a couple, what was that, last week before, where we reported the cruise ship coronavirus.
oh,
Coronavirus. Tom, I want to ask you right now. Corona was made in the Wuhan laboratory in China, so we're told. Do you believe that?
Mhm.
Okay, that's cool. On to my next question. No. On to my next question. Do you think Bill Gates's mosquitoes, bioengineered mosquitoes, are for the controlling of the population?
You think birds are real?
birds are real, but the genetically modified mosquitoes is no joke. There's a lot to that I don't think we're being.
No, yeah, that's in Africa. And speaking of Africa, we've got an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That's no laughing matter. The official stance is public health officials are scrambling to contain a deadly, naturally occurring viral outbreak in regions heavily strained healthcare infrastructures. Tom, how many of these global outbreaks would you say are quote unquote organic or versus the, how you say, impregnated ones?
Manufactured.
Manufactured.
Yeah, we'll go with manufactured on that one.
Manufactured.
Yeah. You're picking up what he was putting down.
You're not using that right.
Such a
No,
bad-
you're not using that
bad
right.
word
Put the
to
tool
use.
down. That's my toothbrush.
Manufactured.
I think that the internet and social media and the news outlets has led to a lot of this, and
panic.
the not like the panic, but just like the information just being immediate
Oh, that's
for people to, and from all the different sources that are out there, to where they can sway opinions one way or next. And it's very immediate. It's very fast. It's very quick. The amount of information that gets moved out there is ungodly real. It is-
Unfathomable.
yeah, it's unfathomable.
Unfathomable, for sure.
That's a good word for it. Yeah.
The most in human history.
Yeah, and I with AI, it's only going to continue to get more, because like you can get the information now orchestrated in whatever narrative that you want and start putting it out there. And I mean, you already see what's going on with social media platforms with it.
If you can't get the information,
Echo
you make it up.
chambers. Yeah, no, and echo chambers where you see that information, you can just live in it.
So I think that specific to this, with what's going on in the Congo, and that there's something that broke out I think has been going on for forever. I mean, you even look back into the Bible and you look at all the plagues, and it's like that history of everything that they write about with the deadly plagues is like, was that God who orchestrated that, or was that just what happened during that time? And their belief was that God was in control of that was something, right? Because of they made the God mad. You know, whatever PR that they want to have around it is what could potentially be happening. But this has been going on for ever.
Since 2000.
Forever, to where you're going to have people that are around each other, and that's how viruses spread. And however it got into the region could be from so many things. You can't control everything for what's going on. You can't control a bird that's migrating. You can't control a mosquito that's going to be hibernating.
A tick.
A tick that might be in some water that had some bacteria that flew downstream. And
But you can control how that media is portrayed to people.
100%.
100%.
And I think and bad news
Travels faster?
It travels faster, but it's worth more.
It gets clicks. And that's why you look at today's news. Again, this is my opinion.
Yeah,
right? My opinion.
That's why we're here.
Your opinions do not reflect the opinions of your employer. We get it.
You look at the news, and especially when you look at like the national news outlets, like the local news is for us, like Fox 11 and WFRV, like they focus on, you know, the stuff you see in Anchorman, where it's just like, hey, you know, this panda was born yesterday.
Cat
It's like
stuck in tree
awesome.
gets
Yeah.
rescued by firefighters.
They actually did that. Shout out to firefighters, rescued a kitten in Manitowoc last weekend.
Shout out to them. Yeah. All right. That's
I have a firefighter friend, so that's a funny inside joke. But that they concentrate on what's bad news.
Yep.
Because that's what gets clicks, and that's what gets people amped up. That's what gets people into it, and it starts consuming their minds, and that's what they want is just more, because that's how they can get them to make money, so that they're getting commercials and paid spots and everything.
Look at Y2K. Y2K was like, in my opinion, was one of the first big, like, we can make money off chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
We can just
Good
throw a
call
little
out,
fear out there, and we can make money off it. And since Y2K, it has happened way more often, where it's this big global thing that's going to affect so many people.
It's gotten deadlier since then as well. I'm a firm believer that COVID-19 was not just an accident.
Well, so sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Going back into this like Ebola thing, right? And that this has been going on for forever. I know that there's a conspiracy theory out there where there's this global group that controls everything for what's going on.
The elites.
The elites.
New World Order.
And
Yep.
the World
NWO.
Order and everything. And it's not people like Bill Gates, right? It's like people that are overseas and like
You don't know the name of.
a crazy
Yeah.
small country
It's the
that it's just
Rockefellers.
like you have no idea for what's going on with it, and they're, you know, fetus eaters and drink blood from
Yeah.
babies and all
Yeah,
this
that's how
stuff,
you-
right?
that's
Like
how you stay
there's a
young.
lot of crazy stuff that's out there, right? But you would have to believe that there's an amount of people that are sitting around a table and that they have so much evil in their heart,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
That they are like, we have to sit here and we have to think of another way to kill more people in this world. And we're going to manufacture a biological weapon and put it into bats so that way it kills everybody. Like, I just can't really see people coming to that. I know that there's a lot of evil in this world. We've seen the evil in this world
Yep.
with our time overseas.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy what a man can do to another man. But to believe that there's like a group of elitists that want to control the world that much, it just seems a little crazy to me.
A little too far-fetched there.
See,
Versus the biological sense of like, you're going to get sick when you're around other people.
I look at the NWO side of it as like not even how many people we can kill or anything like that, but you hit the point on like control.
Mhm.
And I think of, you said fear. Fear is a great tool for control. And even that, like with this outbreak, there's a theory around for disease X theory, which is that there is an organization that's doing this to justify the return of international travel restrictions, digital health passports, and forced medical compliance. Those are the things where I'm like, yeah, you want to get a bunch of people to go a certain way, even thinking back to COVID vaccines and stuff like that. And not going to dive too much into that, but in this sense, like you want to get one control of where people are traveling and how they're traveling. Boom, you can throw up some kind of outbreak in that area that now nobody's going to want to go there. And that could cover a lot of things besides just outbreaks, like violence, many different topics in today's world that we see. But with how quick everything spreads, you just got to throw a little drop into the ocean and let that puppy just ripple. And they do. We see it firsthand all the time. And even this culture in like America, it's 50-50. People are always split across the board. And we live in such a day and age where there's so much knowledge and information out there.
Right.
But
there's a lot.
You see
of
a topic
news
that hits you, that could hit your home personally.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to react, and a lot of people are very reactionary around it. But I look at this kind of stuff as like control, not even so much of wiping people out or anything like that, but just how can we make small nudges for how the overall big population is going to think or maneuver. That I can see.
I do think that there's a lot of situations, and like even happens in like our current politics today and things in the world, to where they put up like distractions because something else is going on that they're trying to do, right? So either they're working on some sort of new bill or law or whatever, that they're putting up those distractions. But to close this out real quick, because you guys are talking about fear and chaos, right? I know we were taught this, you were taught this with the military background as well. The element of surprise, right? It's amazing what happens when you cause a little bit of chaos in somebody's life.
Oh yeah.
To see who they truly are, right? Because when we were trained, it's just like, okay, we're going to go and we're going to clear this house. Well, we throw in a flashbang grenade, right? Because that, in a sense, causes like a sense of chaos to that person, and they don't know how to react. They start going to this freak of just like, what about this? Or what about this? Or what am I going to do? And that's the element of surprise. It's really funny that when you sit back and just try to not be consumed with this, that it's not that chaotic.
100%.
People are reacting to it way too much for what it is, and they should be focusing on themselves and God and their family
and their communities that they're in.
But this world has grown to social media. It has grown to the internet. Like
Everyone's opinion matters, man.
well, everybody's opinion matters, but everybody's on it. But that's what they absorb every day.
Yep. They live in it.
Yeah.
Like
It's not news. They
Right.
live in it.
right. And back in our day, I'll even put it like that. Like it was different growing up. We didn't
Time
have
ago.
social media.
So long.
We had YouTube. Well,
You had a little bit of
They had
YouTube.
turd phones, like turd dial phones. That's straight up.
and WikiLeaks.
Oh, WikiLeaks. Yeah. All right.
But being there for your neighbor, very important. Nonetheless, just like this commercial that you recently shot. Check out you and Alec real quick for those of you at home.
Alec got his hands on that new muscle rub with that nude applicator. He's just been putting it on everybody.
Wow.
He's like this magical muscle rub elf. Just pops up whenever you got some pain.
How am I supposed to be mad at him? This stuff actually works.
It's awesome.
I feel great.
Boom, Tom. Those acting chops are on point. We gotta get you
Thank you.
nominated, man. We could submit this to some awards out there. Not that they matter,
For
but
what?
for your acting ability.
what is it? What is it called? A Webby?
Yeah, we could.
A Webby?
I guarantee you they have those.
So
A Dinder Mifflin.
conspiracy theory. If I even win one of those awards, it's because it's set up.
Fair enough.
Popularity contest.
It's your talent, man.
It's only voted on by you three.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Alec here. You know, it's just
We'll
like,
even make
oh,
the trophy
well,
for
yeah.
it.
what's-
Right. It's a prestigious
real.
award.
All right. Well, on that point,
Thank you for
of-
the feedback on the commercial. Somebody said that was the best one yet. Well
There we
done,
go.
Tom. Well
Shout
done,
out-
Alex.
shout out Tom, shout
Great
out
job,
Alec.
brother.
And in that sense of awards, how real are they or whatnot? We're gonna jump into a little game called Real or Fake. I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna bring up some historical things that have happened in our not in our time, but throughout our history, right? And then I'm gonna give you a theory about what it might have been in a different perspective. And we're gonna go around, and I'm just gonna see. We're gonna see if you think it's real or fake. And if you think it's fake, you better bet we're gonna come back to you to have you elaborate on it a little bit. Okay.
All right.
So first one, this is actually ties right back to the Artemis, the Apollo 11 moon landing. The history book says Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon, winning the space race for the U.S. The theory / edited version would be the U.S. government was so desperate to beat the Soviet Union and the technology wasn't quite there yet that they hired filmmaker Stanley Kubrick to fake the footage on a Hollywood soundstage.
Show me that picture again of the Hollywood stage landing.
Yeah, that's what they had
Bam.
in Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah.
They had that in '69, folks.
I'm going to start out. I'm going to go with fake, and I think it's self-explanatory based off our last conversation.
The theory is fake, or
I think
landing
the
on moon.
fake history is what it is. The theory is what is true, in my opinion. Tom, what about you? I'm going to assume fake.
Yeah.
All right, Cliff.
I'm
Wow,
I'm gonna say
you're
fake.
you're
I'm gonna
on
say
the
fake.
edge. All right.
gonna say fake.
And Jacob.
I'm going to say the history book is fake.
Yes.
Yep.
So in that sense, if I say fake, I'm just meaning the theory is what
Absolutely.
I think is the truth.
Fake.
So
Let's go.
we don't need to elaborate too much. We've already talked about it in the
Run
Artemis.
it.
So
Yep.
we're gonna jump to a personal favorite of mine, the sinking of the Titanic.
Mm.
In the history book, it says the unsinkable luxury liner hit an iceberg in the North Atlantic on its maiden voyage and tragically sank. But the theory or edited version would be the insurance swap. The White Star Line secretly swapped the Titanic with its older, already damaged sister ship, the Olympic. They intentionally sank it to collect a massive insurance payout to save the company from bankruptcy.
So are they saying that those people didn't die?
As far as
First and foremost, that's my question.
from my side of things, yes, that's what that would be saying.
Okay. I believe I don't give a shit which ship you call it. Something sank,
Mm.
and a lot of people died because well, Federal Reserve showed up. There's theories behind that, but something I think is real. I think the ship went down.
Tom?
I would agree with the history story that the ship sank, and whether it was the iceberg or not, but that ship sank. It wasn't swapped out with the Olympic.
What about you, Jacob?
I've been a long time leaner in the fact that once I was privy to the information on Google of some of the notable figures that were on that boat, that vessel, that unsinkable vessel, I'm a firm believer that it was another hit.
It was a mercy kill.
Another hit.
Not
And I
even a
think-
mercy
I
kill.
think,
Not
I
even
think
a mercy kill.
an iceberg is a more delicate way of delivering the news.
Oh, that's
Like it was another
Versus-
ship that hit it, or it was like
a rocket from outer space.
Much like
aliens.
Right.
Hey, real quick, little comparisons of the two ships. Pretty similar.
Yeah, the Olympic was smaller, I believe.
Yeah, but ain't
than
nobody
the-
around to
than the
testify.
Titanic.
Well, they were around for a
Is
little
this
while.
rage bait?
Shout out the comments right there. Total switcheroo happened. Bait and switch.
That is one of those theories that I implore you all to just dive into. Just
Mhm.
go read it up a little bit because there are some crazy.
You'll find the history of the
similarities.
Federal Reserve in there.
You'll find what
Yep.
you're looking for in that sense. But I think, if anything, it was kind of what you're saying. I do think the Titanic sank at the end of the day, but I think there was probably a lot more to the backside of it that could go
Mhm.
down different conspiracy routes. But I think, again, it would be just
Explosive vest.
The
Sorry,
problem that they
explosive vest on
had,
board.
first of all, is that they jinxed that whole boat
Oh yeah.
by saying that it was completely unsinkable. And it's just like, you really think that iron and steel is
Don't you think that would be more?
like,
a lot of people could recognize it. And be like,
you
well,
test
don't
that
challenge
theory
God.
before you said
yeah,
it.
like how
come on.
do you think that something floating on the water is going to be unsinkable? And it creates buoyancy by having a sealed hull. It's like
Poke a hole in it. see
just
what
poke a
happens.
hole in it, see what happens. Like they have had boats. Like, I mean, the Vikings came over on boats.
Yeah.
You think that they all survived?
Not a shot.
No.
Not a shot.
Because
But they weren't declaring. They weren't
an
declaring unsinkable.
an
you know? Like, come
unsinkable
on.
boat. It's just like, come on. Like, check your ego here.
I like that. I like that.
Check your ego,
Oh,
man.
I'm
Rattle
up for
off
that.
these next couple of ones.
Assassination of JFK. So we all know Lee Harvey Oswald acted completely alone, firing 3 shots from the Texas school book depository. But the edited version is there was a second shooter on the grassy knoll, and the event was a coordinated hit involving either the CIA, the mafia, or Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson to prevent JFK from pulling out of Vietnam.
So whoever pulled this information for what the arguments are hasn't obviously pulled any of the recent JFK filings that's come out, because Broski got shot in the car.
In the car
Yes.
by the drive.
Yeah.
That's what I see from the passenger
That's what I've
and or
seen.
driver.
And it was
Yep.
definitely the CIA that set up.
Yep.
And there's a book that I have read. I can grab the title later and put it on here, but where it talks about like the building of the CIA and what it got to. And for JFK at that time and whoever was running the CIA, like they did not like each other. And JFK was like doing a lot of stuff. And this was like the Bay of Pigs time with Cuba and everything. And it's just like this, and like CIA was trying to do things and control stuff, and JFK was like going to expose them and everything. It's like JFK definitely got assassinated by the CIA
In the
Inside
cab
job.
of the car.
in the cab of the car.
Anything to add, Cliff?
No, that was perfect.
All right, Jacob, anything to add?
No, I'm along. I'm right there.
I fully agree with you on that. Some of the new files that have come out have been pretty wild.
Like Lee Harvey Oswald,
look
don't know who
into
that
it.
cat is. Nobody's known who that cat is. The CIA didn't even know who that
dude.
cat was. Like you look at his background, it's like you're telling me that guy made that kind of shot on a
Fall
movie
guy.
Come
target?
on
That is
now.
a fall guy if I ever
For
heard.
sure, man.
Just like I don't believe that the man that they alleged shot Charlie Kirk actually did. Are you okay back there, Professor?
You all right?
Holy shit. Alec almost died, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we're going to jump to our next one. Roswell UFO incident.
1947.
19, that is,
Damn!
so a high altitude military surveillance weather balloon, Project Mogul, crashed in a ranch near Roswell, New Mexico. But the theory or edited version is an alien spacecraft crashed and the military recovered all the technology and biological bodies, launching a massive multi-decade government cover-up.
Yeah, again, our wonderful United States of America government here doing a great job with their PR work.
And our tax dollar.
Totally fake.
What's put into a history book has to be real.
Yep.
Solid.
And what's funny
Has
is
to be
like
real.
it's what's taught in schools, right? It's what's
Yep,
in the history
yep,
books. So then
that's-
it's what people start to believe, because when you're a young kid, you get a molded mind. You don't know any different.
Those history books are old.
That's right.
They have to be real.
I think it's such a
Yeah.
urban, like I think
Mhm.
it was the spaceship crashed
Mhm.
because of how much it's been emboldened through media and through reports and all that, and even the secret of Area 51. You guys might have a better idea about Area 51 than me, but it's pretty damn mysterious even still today, out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, come on. Yeah, I think they recovered some bodies and technology from an alien spaceship. Personally,
I think there's more than just that.
Well,
And
like,
even
what
when they
else?
talk about like the Area 51 stuff, like you can get to that when we get to that point. But like the Skinwalker Ranch stuff, if you guys have watched that,
okay,
I mean,
okay.
like there's multiple areas in the world where it's like this stuff has happened. This Roswell incident was definitely like it happened. And again, going back to like being out in space, there is space. Space is real. We shoot rockets out into space. The moon is real.
Satellites too.
We just never landed on it, right? But you're telling me when you look out in all that vastness that we're the only ones.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Somehow this is the only planet.
it'd be an awful
The only
lot of waste.
sentient life.
It'd
It'd be a lot of wasted space
for sure.
Everything out there is just like capable of dog or cat. You know what I mean? We're the superior.
It would. I mean, it
of
would
the
be
universe.
amoebas is essentially what it is.
Yeah.
You know,
Any-
it's just whatever cell form that it is. But it's like we're not the only planet that can have. At least for us, like we require the oxygen and the water, right? But there could be a life form that's on a different planet where like they're based off of I don't know, oxide instead
Yeah.
of oxygen.
Have any of you guys ever seen or heard of
Do it.
Project Hail Mary?
No.
So something with that
I've
is
heard of it.
Ryan Gosling.
yeah, but it's exactly what you were just saying. Like the main character studies organisms that can survive without water, and everybody looks at him and laughs at him like he's ludicrous. But in reality, his argument is, from what we understand, you need water. So who's to say that there's something out in the vastness that we don't understand? And I'm not going to spoil anything, but they go down some rabbit holes and you get to learn some stuff. But you bringing up the life needing water is like, yeah, from what we currently understand in our
For
body.
what
What
and
we've been
science.
told.
For
Yeah,
our
exactly.
lives.
Yep,
Yep,
yep.
for our survival. And the oxygen we breathe deteriorates your organs. So I mean, it's actually slowly killing you.
You've been on that one lately.
Well,
huh?
it is. It does. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, I don't think you're wrong.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna bust out one more of these quick. Okay, we're gonna do the Bermuda Triangle, the Devil's Triangle.
You do that one.
The region of the Atlantic Ocean bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico has a perfectly normal rate of maritime and aviation traffic accidents. Any disappearances are fully explained by unpredictable tropical storms, fast-moving Gulf Stream currents, and simple human navigation errors. But the theory or edited version is the sheer volume of missing ships and planes, like Flight 19 in 1945, cannot be a coincidence. The area is a hub of paranormal activity by underwater alien bases, temporal rifts, time portals, or residual energy crystals left behind by the sunken lost city of Atlantis messing with the magnetic fields. Tom, you said you were hoping we'd get to this one.
Yeah. So all of that, whatever this is, paranormal activity caused by underwater alien bases, temporal rifts, time portals, residual energy, whatever. Like it could. That's all like people just trying to add names to all this stuff. What's so interesting about the Bermuda Triangle, right? Because it could be like the way that the currents are with it. I mean, the way that those islands are like set up and the way that like things move through there. Because even when you look at like hurricanes move directly through there. Like there's something going on with the currents and the way that all the weather messes with it and everything in there that it could be very hard to navigate. But they never find the ships.
Yeah.
They never find anything.
Traces,
and it's like
even traces.
even traces
Yeah,
of
even
it. It is and that's the thing that like gets me about this is like it could be one or the other. I believe that there's something that's happening with just the weather and that's causing it. But then where are all the ships? Like they dove down to the bottom of the ocean there. And it's like there's no traces unless it's great PR work again. But it's like, it's like I don't know.
Try to stay away, general public, from this one area of Earth. That
Don't go
Antarctica
here.
as well. Like leave
Well,
Antarctica.
yeah, well,
alone.
Or Area 51, stay away from these areas.
Antarctica, the treaty was signed, and we don't go there. I got a lot of questions.
Understandably.
And Antarctica's got another funny one.
It's wild.
We could get to that at a later talking point, but first I want to air this last feature presentation for Tom. Thank you so much for joining us, brother. Watch your feature self right here.
Man, every year my body hurts more and more. You're like 40. How are you not in pain?
You should check out the dispensary.
Ouijacade isn't just a word, it's basically a checklist for how this space operates responsibly. Plug the sponsor, the dispensary. Thank you, Tom, for representing them, and Cliff as well. Both of you guys are very valued in that. We're going to translate some values for our listeners at home, but first, let's kick it over to Moose Malone.
I gotta just jump in real quick. Who do we get to write and perform that song?
I got real busy in the emails last week. Contacted Blake Shelton, as a matter of fact, and he absolutely did not respond to my email. So per our conversation last week about AI, I went to one of these AI song generators and did just that for our very own Moose Malone.
Well done. That's awesome.
AI generated music content these days.
Let me just ask you this real quick. Is it real or fake? Or do you even care if it's AI generated, if it's talking about something relevant to you? Do you care if there's any human emotion behind the lyrics at all? Or if it sounds good, it's good?
Well, everything that I've been listening to when it comes to AI generated music has all been cover songs. So it's already been written and orchestrated by and published by somebody else. They're just as if it's
Just changing up, keeping it fresh.
If there was an
it's a cover in
original,
a different
if there was an
genre.
original song that you were to hear by an AI and actually like, how would you feel about that personally as a
Right.
human?
I think it's going to get hard these days to try to tell the difference.
As we've seen with the charts and what we talked about last week.
I
And if
agree.
you were there last week, you also saw that. Or if you're curious about it, feel free to go back and then come back to this video as well.
Yeah, and AI is probably definitely going to put a dent on the music industry, the movie industry,
100%.
short films, all the things, right? Because it's amazing what it's capable of doing. But even like with my wife, I play music for her, and every single time, because she knows how much I listen to AI music, she's just like, is this AI? And it's like, actually, no, this is not. Because she doesn't even know the difference now for the music that I play.
Well done. All right. Well, we're going to translate some values here for people. Let me get that wonderful word on screen for all of our visual watchers. It starts with W, ends with E, and if you're at home, you can type in the rest. I'd appreciate it. Trevor, let's do some talking about Ouijacade, man.
Yeah. So Ouijacade, for anybody out there, do we on screen, because I can't see, do we have a
Yes.
whole breakdown of what Ouijacade all means?
Nope, he just has the word Ouijacade.
Perfect.
I'm
gonna rattle them off real quick for
All
the
right.
viewers, and then I'm gonna jump over to you guys and let's see what the importance of them are. Okay. So wisdom, excellence, empower others, daring, united, cleanliness, accountability, thankful, and ethical. Those are all words from early on in our conception that we have traced back to our company and the culture of the company, and forming them together, you get the perfect little word, Weeducate. Tom, from your side of things, what in there is important? Why do those matter?
Yeah. So for those that don't know, this is the values, the list of values that we have for the dispensary and our company and what we build everything off of and have our basis for. So Weeducate was something that came down years ago when we were first starting up this company, because our mission is to educate a typically taboo topic, which is cannabis.
Yeah.
And I think we were just kind of sitting around and somebody said the word like Weeducate, and it's just like, man, that's like a really catchy term.
It works really well.
Works
Yeah,
really, really
it
well.
does.
So then as we were building our mission statement, our vision statement, and our values statement, we decided to use Weeducate, and then attaching the terms that identify who we are every single day with it. So wisdom, excellence, empowering others. We're daring. We're a united front. We love cleanliness. Accountability, we hold everybody accountable. We're thankful, and we're ethical. And you see that inside of all of our products. You see that inside of all of our employees. You see inside of all of our stores. You see inside of all of our decisions, that it drives what the dispensary is every single day. It's our values.
100%. Cliff, you got anything to add on
that was well said.
very well
Very well
spoken.
said.
Very
An
well
applause
spoken,
button
man.
for that one. Hit the like button in the comments.
I like to put a slight separation in there, and we educate, because that's exactly what we do for all of our customers that walk in the door.
Mm.
It's I think that's not exactly a double entendre, but we'll just say it is.
I like it.
Second meaning for it.
No,
It is.
Philosophizer.
that was deep. That was deep. No, Cliff, I'm right there with you. Like, as somebody who, when I joined the company, I was always big into the education side and focus. Like, we're trying to break a taboo. We're trying to break the stigma. In Wisconsin, where it's already been a lot of propaganda over the many, many years that we've
The
been
war
a
on
state.
drugs.
The war on drugs, exactly. And
The misinformation on
Exactly.
cannabinoid health
exactly.
and
So
your endocannabinoid system, something that's in every human being
Yes,
and every
sir.
vertebrate on God's green earth has an endocannabinoid
and we just want to
system.
show that to people. We just want them to
The
understand.
ECS has been shadow banned.
Which is wild. That's
Forever.
a way to put it. That is,
You
but that's
know?
very true. But like, I always hook on to wisdom and thankful. One, wisdom, because the more and more we can educate the individuals that come into our stores, the more they're going to be able to go home and replicate that to the people around them, and hopefully, person by person, break that stigma and taboo.
Exactly.
And thankful because, one, I'm thankful for the company. I'm thankful for the people we work with, but then we're thankful for the customers.
Oh,
They are the lifeblood. I say this to people all the time. They're the lifeblood of the company. They're the reason we're still around beating and showing up and even get to do all the expansion and whatnot that we've done in the past. And without them, we're nothing. So all of the points, all of the different letters of Weeducate are important, but those have always stuck out to me heavy. I think cleanliness is needed in any business.
They're all important. In
They're
their
all
own way.
important in
correct.
their own way. And I'm sure if I asked you guys your takeaway
Yep.
words, we're all going to have different perspectives on that. But
100%.
at the end of the day, they all line up for Weeducate. We educate. So,
Yeah.
Jacob, what about you? You got anything to add in that? Any final thoughts on that?
No, I'm going with the HR version.
Yeah,
At
Tom.
the end-
Tom again. That was. I knew about it, but man, that was really well spoken.
You were around when it was written. That's why.
Yeah,
That's
it's almost
right.
like you were in the room when
That's
it
right.
when it got put together. Yeah.
Plug.
I was in the room
Weeducate
where
isn't
it
just a
happened.
reminder that structure matters, whether we're talking about products, people, or responsibility. And that's really what we're trying to build here is kind of that sense of understanding amongst product, people, and that responsibility that comes with having both interact with one another.
Absolutely.
So if you know somebody that's struggling in their life with sleep, their mood is shitty all the time, perhaps they can't eat and their appetite is struggling.
Anxiety.
Perhaps you're 40 years old, like Blake called you in the commercial and said, hey,
I
how the hell are
am.
you still, you're exactly 40 years old?
I'm 41.
Okay,
Dang.
okay, so he's basically, so you're 40.
What?
Whoa.
You
Whoa.
can't say it.
I can't say shit. I thought we were friends. I'm not gonna. I'm not telling you my age.
Oh,
Completely derailed my train of thought. Go ahead, run.
No,
Go ahead, run
what you
for it.
were doing was saying if anybody is struggling from any ailments and cannabis helps you out,
Absolutely.
Come see us or give us a comment.
Ask questions.
Let us
Come and ask
know.
questions.
Even if we can get some sort of testimony from you, that will help us in this ultimate fight that we
I
have.
wrote it down on this sticky note pre-show, ladies and gentlemen. We have 175 days until the federal hemp ban takes effect, in which your products might not be able to cross state lines if you're even in a state that will still allow the sale of
Fight's still going.
hemp
Yes, it
cannabis. So if you're curious about helping somebody you love and or yourself, visit the d8dispensary.com online. If you want those products possibly delivered to your door, check out DoorDash on your
Prohibition
cellular
9.
device or internet provider. And then also reach out to prohibition9.com. Use promo code WELCOME15 for your first purchase for 15% off. And other than that, thank you so much for being here today. We'll see you next Thursday live from Green Bay.
And like, share, and subscribe.